There's a whole lot of interest in what caused these big mega droughts of last millennium. Something that definitely must have caused them, and it wasn't human caused climate change. So what was it? Well, one thing we can do is we can compare the treeing records in Western North America to treeing records around the whole planet. And if we see that the treeing records in North America were correlated with tree ring anomalies in other parts of the planet, then maybe we can deduce what was happening. And it turns out that at the same time that mega drought is identified in tree ring records in North America, we also see mega droughts occurring in the southern Andes Mountains of South America, and we see wet conditions occurring in Australia. And when those three things happen at once, drought in southwestern North America, drought in the South American Andes, and wet conditions in Australia, then that signifies to us that it was very likely a La Nina type climate anomaly over the tropical Pacific Ocean. When the tropical Pacific Ocean sloshes into a La Nina-like anomaly, which means the sea surface temperatures are cold toward South America and really warm over by Indonesia, then there's a pretty predictable moisture pattern that gets reverberated around the planet, causing drought in South America, drought in Western North America, and wet conditions in Australia. Generally, when people talk about the El Nino, La Nina southern oscillation, they're talking about pretty quick switches in sea surface temperatures that occur on the order of 3 to 7 years. But superimposed underneath those pretty quick oscillations are more decadal oscillations. And it turns out that the ocean can be kind of stuck in a more La Nina-like phase for decades at a time, or a phase where the La Ninas for decades at a time are especially strong and the El Ninos are kind of weak. So the average condition over decades can be more La Nina-like or more El Nino-like. What we see in the tree ring records is evidence of multi-decade periods of being El Nino-like or La Nina-like. And the La Nina-like periods are periods that coincide with the mega droughts in Western North America. The current drought that we're experiencing has also been characterized by one of these La Nina-like periods. Even though there were a couple of strong El Nino years in the last decade, by far the average conditions of the last decade look more like La Nina conditions in the tropical Pacific. And that means that even without climate change, there would have been some drought in Western North America over the last couple of decades. So it makes sense that we did actually see drought in the last couple of decades. The question is the really strong drought that we experienced, the severity of the drought that we've experienced over the last 20 years, is that all explained by bad luck La Nina conditions, the same way that bad luck caused the mega droughts in the past? Or was there an extra oomph to those mega drought, or to the current drought, caused by human caused climate change?